I would like to call to order the regularly scheduled board meeting of Parish Union School District number 95 Board of Education for Monday, February 4th. Let the record show that all members are present except for member Calvert. The voting sequence for this meeting is as follows: Sanchez, Tuttle, Bailey, Hassler, Isaac, Davis. Audience visitors, anybody in the audience like to address the board?
I would. I just want to say Paris 95 School District, the entire district is participating in a 5 Essentials survey with the University of Chicago and the Illinois State Board of Education. And what it does is it focuses in on the 5 essentials that really make a school or a school district outstanding and focused on student growth, such as ambitious instruction, involved families, effective leaders, collaboration, and I can't remember the 5th one, but it's all 5 essentials. And basically, what it does is it's asking for a survey for our parents to take, our students to take, and our teachers to take. And what that's going to do is it's going to post those results on our Illinois Interactive Report Card, so we can kind of see for next year as far as our school improvement planning goes. We're going to have those posted on our websites and sending out letters, and we'll have a press release out in the newspaper. But I just wanted to mention this opportunity for everyone to really get involved in our school planning process and put your input into our school so that we can really model it after our community's needs.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, consent agenda. In your information, you have the minutes from the January 7th meeting, a list of bills, and the December Treasurer's Report. Does anyone have any questions on those items this evening? If not, I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Sanchez?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Hassler?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
Davis is yes. Secretary's report?
Yeah, I got a thing here from Memorial Elementary School. It says, thank you all so very much for your help and support in getting the Memorial Walking Path project completed. It has been a dream of ours for quite a bit, and it's nice to see it finished. The students will enjoy it for years to come. Mary Ann Sedgwick, Memorial Kindergarten.
It is really nice. Tom and I were over there today. Dave and Jerry, you could vouch for that. Walked around, and Sam and walked around with the kids. And how many times around the mile?
11 1/4.
Okay.
All right. Superintendent's agenda?
Okay. The first item on the agenda is a presentation. Sam had come to me and asked that he could make a short presentation to the board just to kind of update you some on our technology and some of the updates we've done in security measures, especially in light of what's happened at some different schools lately. We've always had some security measures in place and some really good security measures, but we've even done some other things recently.
Thank you, Connie. After coming to the last meeting, I was here, Mr. Larson and Mrs. Jones were showing all the stuff they do with tech. I was sitting here thinking, there's so much stuff that we do with safety and we do with energy management that I wanted to share with you all. And first of all, before we get into safety, we're going to go into energy management. This is some software that we currently run at Winston and Memorial. I can view this on-site, off-site, if I'm in Florida, China, wherever I want to be able to take care of the building. So as soon as it pulls up, you can see a blueprint of the building. And I'm not going to take you through how it works. I'm just going to kind of click through it. I won't spend a lot of time with it. It's a great product. It lets me set times. It lets me set trends. We've saved an extremely amount of money, a large amount of money since I've been supervisor the last 12 years. And the more this product's used with schedules and different things, it really keeps our gas bills low. So here we're just going to take a look at the new wing right now. This is currently the temperatures we're seeing. We're going to non-occupied mode here right now. So these are actually current day temperatures. We check a humidity level that comes down out of one of the kindergarten rooms, so we make sure that the CO level of the building doesn't get too high. So that's just kind of the view of the temperatures there. Administratively, I talked to them a lot about the temperatures, and I know a lot of them think I'm talking smoke and mirrors, so tonight you all can really see some of the things I say. Hey, the temperatures of those rooms were the same across the hallway, so if you want to look at those, like 150 and 149, you see we pretty much try to, you know, we strive for school code, which is 72 degrees, 4 foot off the floor in the center of the room. So that's just kind of what that looks like. Existing wing, that's the old part there. Currently, again, we're going to non-occupied mode. You see the gym temperatures. You'll see some question marks as you come in the front door. That's a unit that we currently do not run. We have a lot of problems with that in the winter and in the summer. That door is open and closed a lot. So either we have a lot of problems, just, a lot of problems making that unit run correctly. So losing that cooling or heating in that area doesn't really hurt us. But that's just the way that building looks. We can look at the boiler room, the cooling towers. I can see how much water's in the cooling towers. I can see the status of pumps. It's a great product. I really want to show this to you too, because as we're going into the new PCHS building, they'll be building automation of something like this here. So the person running that building is going to have to monitor that building. We're currently dealing with about 96 heat pumps at Winston Memorial, where before, when I started here 27 years ago, and we had a boiler, you had one unit you worked on. Now we work on 86 units. I mean, we don't fix them each day, but we visit a lot of them, with different things. So there you can see the different water levels. You can see the boiler sitting at the bottom, the temperatures currently that are there. And then if I clicked over to the other side, same thing. We have 4 cooling towers at each site. Which will be done a little bit differently. Your new building we're doing, as you know, you're doing geothermal, so you won't have cooling towers sitting out there. You're going to be using the wells that's in the ground. So that is actually for Memorial School. I'm going to click off into Wentz School. Again, you see the building blueprint, and we're running a little bit slow here tonight for some reason. And I have Mr. Bell here. Okay, here we go. So we're seeing outdoor air temperature, and again, I want to click into the existing wing. Pulls up temperatures, same song and dance there. So I just really want to share that with you to see that, we do on cold days. Sometimes my day starts at 4:30 in the morning. So we make sure all things are working. If there's an error in the unit, it's a great way to catch it. So that's that. I'm going to drop out of this real quick. Then we're going to go into the product that we run in Mr. Larson's building, which is automated logic. Again, it's a great product. This may be the product that we see at Paris High School. It is in the spec book. It's a great product. I've been running at Mayo Middle School for about 5 years. I guess I should back up there. So we do this product already have set up, not meaning that I'm going to grow into these other buildings, but I'm currently working on links through this product, so I don't have to click to a lot of different screens. I can pull up Tracer Summit from this same map. Anyway, I'm going to click on Mayo Middle School, and currently it shows me the building, going to the first floor, and again, I have quite an extensive setup being the data guy. I really like using data and tech, and again, you can see current temperatures, and again, we're trending, doing everything we can to save money for you all. So that's really as far as deep I'm going to go into that. Again, we can look at boiler room, has an extensive boiler set up. We run lead lag boilers again to save money. I can look at boiler statuses. I can pull out current to see exactly what's going on. If the boiler isn't running for a certain amount of time, it puts up a red flag, and we go over and look to see why. Whether we're running low on water. But again, this product here, or building automation program, helps the building and grounds people be able to deal with problems quicker. So I'll finish up with that and let Mr. Bell, this is Nathan Bell, the IT guy, the guy that we have. He's been with me for 5 years. My department actually consists of myself, Nathan Bell, and Jerry Thurman.
That's technology and maintenance.
Yeah, we pretty much, before 5 years ago, you can go ahead and get into your camera systems if you want to. Prior to that, it was just myself and Mr. Thurman. And again, at that time, I was doing data and everything. Then we lost Paris High School, do a little bit less work there. But again, the monster that we have created with technology, building automation, and the things we have to take care of definitely keeps us busy, to say the least. Anyway, Nathan's going to go right into the cameras that we have, sir.
Over the last few years, we've been upgrading the camera software to what you see here, and it is a Windows-based system, so it's very easy to take videos off or screenshots, and it only takes a few minutes to do that, whereas before it took quite a long time. And so this is Mayo here. We can see one screen here where if we wanted to, we can see all of them. at once, so there's 15 cameras here.
And that is all currently live.
And so, doesn't matter where you are, like Sam was saying, anywhere in the world, if I allowed to through the firewall, we can watch any camera that we wanted to. You know, if Jeremy knows something going on, he can spy on people, I guess.
Nathan, are these recorded as they go?
They are, and you can actually watch the recordings remotely as well.
So they can be used if you need them for any particular reason later?
Right, exactly. So you can copy the data off and then send it off to the police or whoever you want to, or if you wanted to catch someone coming in late or something like that, you can easily click on here and
Catching him.
and see what was going on. You know, 7:32, you see who was coming in or something. And you can
Late night.
well, yeah, you can do this anywhere. Since it's all web based and it's pretty much the same thing as what you'd see if you were sitting there at the terminal as well. And so this is just Mayo, and we have the same system.
Nathan, like this person's walking here, can you like make it larger so you can see who it is?
You can zoom in a bit, but
Not that I care who that person is, but I just wonder.
you can zoom in a bit, but it's a bit limited on how well your camera is, I guess.
Okay.
We have software that I have purchased that we have running at the shop.
So,
I know a couple of board members have seen it, where we can actually take the videos that we have here, we can blow them up, draw squares in them, and actually get a lot better view of it.
Okay.
I mean, you can zoom in a bit if I find it right. There's it. You can zoom in if
You Jeremy?
Jeremy's everywhere.
You just about thought this was live.
Fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was this morning.
Okay. He knows what-
coming in late. You can zoom a bit, but it gets pretty pixelated in that.
But usually, like, we were saying, we can pull that off to different software, and we can look at it really in depth.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So if you needed to see who it was.
You can zoom in a bit and when it's a little closer to the camera, obviously, you'll see a lot better. And so we have the same system at Winston Memorial as well, and so I can log into those. And at Winston, I don't know if I showed that or not. Here at Mayo, we have a couple of cameras that are pan tilt zoom cameras, so they will rotate on here's one, number 11. They'll rotate on a predetermined pattern that I've chosen. And so it'll scan the whole playground rather than just staying at a fixed point. And so we'll get at least part of what's going on, I guess. And if you want to, you can sit there and maneuver it yourself too, if you're on site, that is. And we have, those are at Mayo, so we're also going to be putting pan tilt zoom cameras at Winston Memorial as well.
And they'll be put in a place that works out well for us. We just really don't want to share where, you know what I mean? So, because they really don't, because some of these you can see when you're at the building, and some of them you can't. So we try to keep them hidden as much as we can, so we don't have bandits going outside the building, take clubs to them, and
So we have,
everything.
currently have eight cameras at Memorial, and we'll be adding that pan tilt zoom camera also. And so it's pretty much the same setup there. And so since it's Windows based, like I was saying, it's so much easier than what we had before. Here is Wins.
The principals have access in their office and they sit with their screen, and if they want to check any part of the building, they can sit and see what's going on.
And police too, we have them for this building, Paris High. I put a camera in for Paris High. What, Nathan put that in from last year, to show a certain part around the building that the police wanted to watch. So we set that up on IP, so they can sit right at the police and watch it. So when they're looking for a certain car or person, then they can just go right up and get it.
And there's 8 cameras there again at Wins. So
You don't have, you just have them in the halls and things, you don't have any in the classroom?
No, none in the classroom.
Not allowed.
Right,
It's
sure.
not allowed, yeah, so, or in the lunchroom, that's not considered a classroom, I don't think, but
Yeah.
that would be the
no,
only other
yeah.
hallways in the lunchroom, and a few outside things as well.
Now, the outside, did you order a couple new for outside, especially from when?
Yeah,
So
we're
that
gonna
maybe
be
you
able
would
to-
see better from
Right,
inside who was at the door and.
And we'll be to 16 cameras in Winston Memorial by next summer, so, but I mean, that's where we're going.
Sam, are all the doors locked once school begins at the different?
All day.
I can let Mr. Whitaker then, but yes, that's what we do.
Have been for
We
years.
actually have, and Nathan takes care of that too. Why don't you pull up that software over, David, IP with?
Yeah.
Anyway, we run a product called Identipass, and the same product, we're gonna run a PCHS, we had a meeting on that, most of the day today, so I mean, probably knows, we're busy with that today, but, we run a product that's also, there are proximity readers at most all doors. That's basically a card that staff carries that they can scan in, to be able to get through the door. So we went away with keys in our safety program about 7 years ago. And he'll pull up the software in a minute and you'll see real time of the last few people who've logged in. So we can use this in a lot of different ways. Administratively, they can use it again for an auditing system for staff as they come and go. Also, Nathan can set schedules on that. So I'm not up on the exact time of days, but what's your schedule for your doors in the morning, like 7:30?
7:30 to like 8:20.
To 8:20, so the front door is unlocked at that time. They have staff
7:30,
there.
8:30.
You have to manning that, and then at that point they go locked, and then they have to hit a buzzer to be able to get into the building. We kind of have a different setup at Jerry's building. Jerry has a phone system at his building which has a camera on it. So every person who comes up and hits the buzzer at Memorial School actually gets a picture taken of them. Jeremy has the same setup at his building. So even though they think they're just buzzing the building, we're also taking a picture at the same time. We can keep a database of 5,000 of those pictures in there. And we went through those before, again, just to look at things, people come and go in the building, weekends, blah, blah, blah. So they've helped out a lot.
And it keeps track, who logs in at what time. So, and here's one of the reports that you can pull up. It just keeps track of anything that's going on, so if something goes on, you can always find out who did it all the time.
That'd be helpful too, if you had a fire again, you're trying to find who might still be in that building.
And you'll definitely know who lives in the building. And if someone does were to swipe their badge in the next 5 minutes, I mean, it pop up right there. So if you wanted to, you can have that up on your computer or something, you can see who swipes their badge at that time.
And we have had different administrators in the building that sometimes keep those up, just, start of day, end of day type of thing.
Have there been any schools that have gone to that kind of a system for their students, not just staff?
I'm not aware of anything, but I'm not actually.
Well, I don't mean in grade school, though. I'm talking about like the new high school or something. I'm not suggesting it, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I don't know of any.
And actually, the cards are really inexpensive, so that would actually not be, I mean, you can incorporate that into their school ID badge, because we looked at that
And you can set it
7,
so that they
9,
can
10
swipe
years
their
ago,
badge.
we just doing that, so.
Could you control like the times of day?
Yeah, that they could use it,
Oh,
you'd
yeah,
have to
you
do
can-
that,
yeah, you can-
because you
It's
wouldn't
where
just.
show them
all the way to the-
You pull up like
It's,
me and then show them like the schedule, you can say. Or,
So you have a reader group, and that determines who gets into what doors. It's pretty much just what doors are assigned to what reader group. So maintenance has all doors, and then time zone is how we can determine who gets in at what time. And so it's just 24/7 is what I have set for them. But if I wanted to, I can go every other day or at what time. It's pretty much anything that we want. Like junior league had times where they can come in, open the doors, and I can have it set based on just by double clicking, they can get in that day.
All right, we won't take up any more of your time, but we wanted to share with you our tech that, tech that we do. This is just a scratch at the top, because really all the technology in the school really comes from us, from Nathan, the servers and everything like that. We have a server farm at my shop right now. At some point when we get the fiber finished, we still have Wentz Memorial to get, the fibers ran, but it still has to be what's called burnt, and that's supposed to be done before July 1. So we'll come back, past then, and we'll take you through the fiber bill that we did, that we've been working on extensively for about the last year. Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you.
And this next item, you may talk a little bit about if there may be some questions. Mr. Roberts had approached me a while back, and the building committee, we sent out some memos about a piece of property on Crawford Street that was right across from Memorial School. We are so landlocked there at Memorial School anytime we see property, so he went ahead and inquired, and that piece of property was very, very reasonable. It was for sale.
It was $648 through the Illinois tax group, so it wasn't a local purchase. We had to go to the state level of the tax.
So we submitted an inquiry on that property, and that is what I'm going to ask the board to approve the purchase of that property this evening at the $648. But Sam, you might mention, because Amy had asked a little bit about what would you do, that's a long way to park, or something from the school, your plans for use of that property.
Probably use of the property again, I would have the building committee meet to get some guidance from them. My personal feelings is, I have a couple right now. One is the driveway, the phase 2 driveway, if you went by, is kind of moving along. We had a contractor in town who did the digging out for the price of what the gravel costs. So we went ahead and I moved forward with that. So we have that driveway. Phase 2 is working. The asphalt for Drive 2, which will be able to handle 12 cars for kindergarten drop-off. I've been working with Mr. Whitaker on this. The asphalt cover for that, I'm waiting until the bids come in for Paris High School and hopefully add a little bit to that and get a good cheap deal from them when they do the paving at the new site. The parking lot across the street is 35 by 56 by 130. My plans at first was talking with Jerry at the school that we're going to put maybe a crossing guard down there, have kindergarten parents park there, do drop off and pick up at that gate. Since then, I've been kind of kicking some things around. Haven't really talked to Jerry about this one, but we've talked about moving the staff off the side of the building, off of Charlotte Street. That may be a place we can put them, since they don't move a lot too much. Some of them don't leave, but again, that's all up in the air. I would need guidance from the building guys to be able to figure out what the best bet that would be. But the buy for $648, I mentioned to Connie. I thought that would be a real good purchase. And even if we just, mow it and keep storage over there, different like that, but I definitely want to put gravel on there and use it for some type of parking. I'm not saying right now in an open meeting that we're moving teachers to that parking lot or anything. I'm just saying it is an option that we all can look at if we wanted at some point to clear off the curb along Charlotte, which would help with kindergarten drop-off and pickup.
Well, a real concern down there is I went by there here a while back and they're using Ford Garage parking lot. I mean, it's just packed. And if somebody comes in here and takes people off of there,
Well, I did have,
after school, where are they all gonna park?
I did have wind from a contractor working with us on the north part that was bringing the gravel, said that there was a group in town looking at real close that drives buses around town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And they were getting close on purchasing.
Yeah, I
That
know. When
would
they
really
purchase,
limit
because there's
I
how many
counted,
cars park over
I
there.
counted a pickup the other day, there were 46 vehicles on there. Drop-off's a little different, because
Yeah.
Jerry can tell you, because they come and just drop off and leave.
Yeah.
Pickup, they gotta park and
Yeah,
walk
and
out.
they're using the old Ford Garage. Well, when the new business comes in and they take him off there, they gotta go park somewhere, so we need to.
And it's very congested around that
Yeah.
building at other times.
And I think if you move, if we look at moving the kindergarten pickup and drop off to the north, that's gonna help a whole
Well,
lot.
since you did that walk around and the gate there, that would make it feasible to actually.
Yeah, it is a little ways, you are looking, yes, you are looking at for a kindergartner to walk to the building, yes, I am.
Well, and that's why I was curious, because generally those doors on that side are closed, so I thought that's kind of a distance for people to park and walk all the way to the front of the school.
Right, we would, we get to that point, I haven't shared this with Jerry, we have another A phone system that we could put on the wall there, that the secretary could see to let people in when they come. We could use that as another way, you know, without
Yeah, that would
actually
make it a lot
having a
easier.
staff person sit there. So we'll make it work the best we can with guidance from the board.
Certainly worth the money.
But at this time, I guess I would ask the board to approve the purchasing of the 425 East Crawford Street property to be used for either additional parking or drop-off for Memorial School.
So move. Second.
Any additional discussion? If not, Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Heslin,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, you have a copy of a transfer resolution, a bank transfer resolution to transfer money to the Paris Cooperative High School from the building account to the Paris Cooperative High School general checking account. The payments will go to Turner Construction, Lilly Timber Service, Boyd's Construction, and BLDD. I'd ask the board to approve the bank transfer resolution.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Sanchez, Tuttle,
Yes.
Bailey, Heslin,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, we had a resignation, there's only one, yes. Received a resignation from Brittany Myers-Koff. She was a Title I aide at Wentz Elementary School. She requested her, not retirement, but resignation. Effective in January, she's taken another position. At this time, I'd ask the board to approve the resignation of Brittany Myers-Koff.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Heslin,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, and next, an employment recommendation from Mrs. Perry to employ Jonathan Bourne to serve as the Title I aide at Wentz School to fill the vacancy left by the resignation. And so at this time, I'd ask the board to approve the employment of Jonathan Bourne for the remainder of the 2012-13 school year.
So moved.
Any discussion?
Glad to get him in the system.
Yeah, he
He
worked
wanted to
for us
before.
at
He was
Mayo
awesome.
and worked in the band, and he did go back and seek his degree because he was not certified at the time, and,
He's a great addition.
yeah, it'd be good.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Heslin,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, unless anybody has a problem with any of the facility requests that were in your packet, I will take it as one vote,
That's fine.
okay? The first one was from the traveling girls basketball team. Dan Gates is requesting once again to use the Joe Whitaker Gym February through May for the traveling basketball team to use for practice. He did send a list of their participants and they do have proof of insurance. The next would be Mayo 3-3 basketball. Melissa Bradley from the Mayo Booster Club is requesting once again the Joe Whitaker Gym to be used March 15th and 16th for the annual Mike Ball 3-on-3 basketball tournament. Then the Paris Predator softball, I received a request from Darcy Matthew, who represents this fast pitch traveling softball team. They're requesting use of the Wentz Gym again this year. They note that over the past 3 years, they have used that facility for some pitching practice, and they do also have proof of insurance. Then from the Memorial PFO, they have asked again to use the Memorial School cafeteria on March 14th for the PFO to conduct a fundraiser. This time I'd ask the board approve the above facility request for Mayo, Memorial, and Wentz, and to waive any fees attached.
So moved.
Any discussion? If not, Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Bailey, Heslin,
Yes.
Isaac,
Abstain.
Davis is yes.
Okay. I received a fundraiser request from Hannah Church for Mayo Chorus. She's requesting to conduct a fundraiser in early part of this month to raise money for new performance folders for the chorus. At this time, I'd ask the board to approve this request.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Bailey, Heslin,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Next, I'm asking that the board approve our contract with Insurance Audit and Inspection out of Indianapolis. They have handled all of our insurance bidding and consulting services, and it's in the amount of $2,800. I would ask that the board approve the renewal of this contract.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Bailey, Haslett, Isaac,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, next you have included a copy of the proposed district's school calendar for the 2013-14 school year. This calendar was coordinated with Crestwood Unit 4 as well as the Cooperative High School. And the APT has reviewed and seen the calendar. So this time I would ask that the board approve the calendar for the 13-14 school year.
So,
Any discussion? If not, Sanchez, Tuttle,
yes.
Bailey, Haslett,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, and you'll note, School for Teachers does begin on August 14th with their Institute for Students half-day the following day, and then they'll have another 2 half-days, I can't remember, for a teacher in service at the beginning of the year. So, couple of things under informational, I just wanted to mention that each of the schools, I believe Jerry's having one this week, that have conducted additional safety drills. They're trying to do them at different times of the day and at times when kids may not always be just in classroom settings. And I think Mayo had one and Jeremy noticed a few items and some keys maybe he didn't have and some, we've already put some measures in place. We put some different locks on doors that were not there. So I think Wynn's held one and the APT said something today. There was a few items like if kids are in the bathroom and they're thinking of ways that they have a key for a computer lab in case kids are in the computer lab and you need to lock that door. So I think it's it's a good idea that we're having these drills more often, even without the police, so that students in the building get used to the fact of we're in this setting, if we could be in this setting, if we're here, what would you do if there were an emergency drill? Did any of you have anything to add to that, or? No? But I wanted you to know that those things were taking place. And I do just want to mention the Horizon Schools to Watch team came. And if you'll recall, Mel and Warren and the teachers at Mayo worked on this kind of an honor to get an application for this Horizon Schools. And Doug, I believe you went with them to Washington, D.C. You were involved in that when they received that recognition. Well, after every 3 years, they come to visit. Well, the team came back to visit our school, and there were people from Tuscola, I believe, or Mattoon and Charleston, and administrators and teachers that review and look at all aspects of the building, meet with staff. I came one of the afternoons in different summary meetings. Deb was involved in one on community support and how the community is supportive in ways of like our scholarships and just different things that the community does. One I sat in on was support services and special needs, and we had teachers there for that, and then I sat on the summary. And I've got to tell you that I was so proud to be a part of that, and not that I had a huge part in it, but I can tell you that they went on and on about Mayo School and the community support and what we have going on in this community and the things they saw since the last time they were here. In fact, they commented that they would have thought Jeremy had been here 3 years for the things in curriculum that have changed. Said because they've got it all mapped and they've got it online and they've got it I mean, if they don't recommend we stay at Horizon School, I won't believe it. Because they were just very, very impressed, things they thought they would go back and share in their schools. It was just really rewarding to see, and I know Mrs. Ogle would be proud of it as well, because I know she really, really wanted to do this, and the application process was huge. So it was a very good day. I thought things went very well, and they pointed out some things to us, but I think the staff was so positive and things, they just liked what they saw. So I wanted to comment on that and congratulate them. Nothing except we're still working every day. We had meetings today on different things like technology for the new high school and just planning where this wire's going to go, where we're running this, where the generators will be, where the whiteboards will be, and lots and lots and lots of discussions there. And hoping that when these bids come in that we'll get some really good bids. and that we can add some things that are alternates. So, at the co-op meeting next Monday, they'll be presenting some things on that, so I encourage any of you that can come to attend those co-op meetings, because Doug, I don't know if you or Tom have anything to add, but, they will be discussing those more at length there, just different items that we've been going over.
I encourage anybody, other than us that are required to be there, because there are oftentimes things that come up. It's helpful to have a canvassing of both boards there, not just us. It just makes it easier.
Well, there's so much going on right
There's a
now.
lot of
I
decisions.
guess is the thing, there's just so many things that we're discussing, and landscaping, and where we want this, and if we can get the ball fields, and so it's, and the theater, of course, I know that'll be a big one for you too, John, and just to, I know you consulted at the high school with Sam, and then on the theater, so it's really just moving along, and we're meeting those deadlines, but,
Well, if I could add to it, I think, everybody's working extremely hard on both boards, and especially administratively. Connie and Dave and Lorraine are just busting humps.
Sam, and
Yeah, so, everybody's just really
Yeah.
putting their heart and soul in it, and it's gone extremely well. Not everybody's gonna get everything they want, but I think people are really doing well at keeping their eye on the ball, not getting caught up in the minutia or the nitpicking that happens sometimes. The second guessing, everybody's making the best decisions they can based on what they have, and I applaud that. They've just done a hell of a job.
it's quite a process, and very, very time consuming, especially when you're going, our additions were one thing, and they were a lot of work, but when you're going from the ground up, starting from scratch, and, there's just so many fine details that, you need to go through, and you want to make sure you have everything. Well, we won't have everything, we'll miss something, I'm sure,
Sure.
but it's, no, we won't, Sam says, so. But that's all of the superintendent's agenda.
I just want to mention, I think at the last meeting,
Oh, I'm sorry, I was gonna say one more thing, and I'm sorry. We need to all start thinking of names for a committee of 10. I had a couple of we'll have at least 2 board members sit on our 5. So, a couple of people have handed me some names and said people have mentioned that they need to be thinking, and I'll send you some thoughts as well, so that, and I think Crestwood's gonna bring that up at their meeting, so that we can start looking to get that formed pretty soon.
When do you want that to kind of begin? When we
If
talk
you
about
could
the bids coming
get back to me, yeah, by next week or the following week, if you think of someone that has even approached you or you think would be really good for that committee, we can get started on kind of doing some of those things. So we'll be moving along on that as well. I just wanted you to know that we haven't forgotten about that.
Yeah, well, we're trying to wait and get the bids back,
Exactly, yes,
so we can focus on something else.
yes. And that'll be soon, because we're getting bids in this week and next, so that'll be, Thursday. So.
I just want to mention at the last co-op meeting, you mentioned the details, and it was so nice that, Sam and John were there. We were talking about the theater and details that would have no clue about, and so it's nice to have as
It
many
is.
people.
We've got a wide variety of experience on the
Right.
board, from your accounting, the legal, and the sound, and the musical,
Well,
and
Tom's building.
Tom,
materials.
and,
Right.
and bank, it's phenomenal, but it has all come in hand, just work in different areas, and we need things reviewed, and we're looking at all, and the athletic facilities, and also, it's nice to have input from everybody.
So it'd be nice if your schedule permits that you come to a meeting.
And it is hard.
It is, yeah.
To do.
Okay.
I'm still in my life.
Well,
Yeah, right, there she tells him everything.
we still need to,
What more do you want?
Okay, do we have any committee reports this evening? Public hearings and petitions, unfinished business, matters for follow-up, new business, right to revert to prior order of business. Do we have a motion for adjournment? Sanchez?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Bailey? Hassler? Isaac? Davis is yes, the meeting is adjourned.